How are y'all? Welcome back to another episode of KCG Plays. My name is Kevin and today we are playing some Floor 9 Luck Be a Landlord runs. So we didn't have great luck yesterday, so hopefully today we'll be able to turn that around and get at least one win. Well, one win would be good. Okay, let's take a candy and let's take a mouse. So I've been told that the best strategy is to take consumables first, like cheese, beer, that kind of stuff, and take the eaters afterwards so that the consumables kind of build up and fill up your empties before they get eaten. But very early lucky capsule here, that's excellent. And sure, let's take blue pepper, it's great early on. I find whenever I do that I end up with like 2 or 3 cheese and then they never offer me a mouse. So I'm not entirely sure if that's actually good advice or not. Let me know in the comments what your general strategy when it comes to playing is. If you were offered, say, between a mouse and a cheese and you had neither, which one would you pick? And here, let's take a beehive. It's worth 3, which is pretty decent for this early on. I would have preferred perhaps a different rare, but that's what we're offered. It might give us too many bees, which could be a problem, but that's a problem that we would deal with later. And here, let's take a second cat. And let's take a crab. I think it's a bit too early to take the removal capsule. We're still looking to fill up the deck at this stage instead of kind of pare it down. A bear is great though. And here, I mean, treasure map is okay, but pool ball is probably better over the entire game when you think about it. Okay, let's take here a key. I was looking at the goose there for a second. Let's take another lucky capsule. This is great. But geese are terrible, so I didn't pick it. We already have a dwarf. Honey is just brilliant. Bear will eat it up. That'll be fine. Should I take a toddler? I have a candy, so I will. And here, I don't mind taking one ninja. Okay, we have our second honey. And let's take a wealthy capsule here, and let's take a... I have 2 cats, don't I? I do, so let's take a fish tank. If this bear got to either of the honeys, that would be great. Let's take a Void Stone, it'll just roll in and get destroyed. There goes one of our honeys and a wealthy capsule, making this a giant turn. Let's take a milk for the cats. I have 2 cats, so that shouldn't survive too long. We'll take a tedium capsule, it's worth 5 by itself, which is pretty decent. And all we're going to be offered is commons anyway. Okay, I don't mind a coal. At this stage we're quite far ahead of rent, so we can afford to be choosy about what we pick. Okay, and there goes our cat eating away. And our toddler clearing out our deck a little bit. We made the, what was that, 150 rent payment with 128 left over. 225 now due in 7 spins. We'll take a bronze arrow. And I don't mind a lunchbox. I don't think this is the run for ritual candle. I have a dwarf, so let's take a wine. We could have gotten 3 chemical 7s here, which is bananas. Let's take it. So a chemical 7 is worth, it's worth 7 by itself, and then it's worth 1/3 of 70, which is about 26. So I guess it's worth 33 on average. Should have taken it. Should have taken all 3 of them. Let's skip this. Don't want this. We don't want the coconut, although it is starting to look like taking the fishbowl would have been a better payoff than was a pool. But no, something else was offered for fishbowl, wasn't it? Can't remember. Let's take a pinata for the toddler. Okay, we don't need to worry too much. Let's take a second bronze arrow. and I don't want another cat. I don't particularly want any of these. Let's remove the flowers, all right, because we might get a fair number of bees. I wonder what the percentage, where's our beehive? Oh, 5% chance of bees and a 5% chance of honey. Okay. If there was some way of like eating bees, if there was like a beekeeper or something, that would be pretty nice. Do I have a key? I do. Let's take a lockbox just to get rid of the key. And we made our 225 rent payment, 162 left over, so we're doing fantastic. 300 now due in 7 spins. I could take a thief, but I've no real way of getting rid of him at the moment. I could take a time machine, I think. It's pretty decent. At some stage we'll figure out some way of getting rid of that thief. Let's skip this and let's remove the cherry. Let's try and keep our deck down a little bit. Okay, the toddler hit the pinata, which isn't going to help with keeping our deck down. I don't want a second thief. I don't want a bee. We don't need to re-roll. Let's save the re-rolls until we're guaranteed rares. I'll take a bubble. It's worth 2. And get eaten by the toddler. It's not too bad. Let's take a beer for the dwarf. Okay, we could take another candy for the toddler. We have 27 symbols, so we're not doing too bad. We could take another coal. And we finally got a diamond. That should help bring up our average a little bit. 46 that time, not too bad. We made the 300 red paint with 56 left over. Not as much as I'd like, but it's not too bad. 375 during 8 spins. Mrs. Fruit is fantastic. And, ooh, that's not Oswald the Monkey. We have one ninja. What's the chances we're going to find more, because they do become common, so harder to find. I think anthropology degree is probably the best. That'll be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's definitely it. That'll also allow us to kind of keep these a bit longer than we might have otherwise. Let's take another candy. Also, Mrs. Fruit can eat the, where is it? The banana, and thus get rid of our teeth. Let's re-roll here for an item capsule. Okay, fish bowl, that's not too bad. Okay, say we get 30 per turn. That's only 150, which isn't enough. So let's re-roll for a target, that could help. We could do with a honey from the beehive or something. Rabbit fluff is not going to help us, I don't think. Neither is a bee. Okay, 37, 2 spins. We'll take a chemical 7. What do we need? Like 50 per spin. Unfortunately, oh, we didn't make it, but unfortunately we were just not enough. It's a pity. I was kind of hoping with the beehive and the honey that this would be an easy enough run. Should have taken the 3 chemical 7s from the lunchbox. That definitely would have helped, but just unfortunate that this run, I kind of hoping that this run would be like after our failures on the last video, and I just come in here and immediately win a run. That would be very gratifying, but unfortunately it's not to be. Let's take a banana peel. Let's take a bee, I guess. Out of those choices, we could try cultist. We had an anthropology degree the last time as well. It was great. Let's take a key. And we made the first round pound with 5 left over, not too bad. Void creature is great this early, and I think lunchbox is pretty decent. Let's take a milk. second milk and a cheese. Could have gotten 3 cheeses there. If I had a mouse, definitely would have taken the 3 cheeses. Let's take an urn. Okay, with the milks, we shouldn't have any problem. We could take a second urn and hope to find a hooligan. Let's take a wolf here, just because it's worth 2. And a dwarf, I think, is okay. Take the dwarf over the bear, so that we have it in the deck. And we made the 50 rent payment with 42 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins. We do have a banana peel, but I think a big urn is probably better. Barrel of dwarfs. Let's take green, let's take cyan pepper. That should proc most turns. We don't want a second dwarf, so in this case. I think if we take a, let's take the bubble, but I think if we take another urn, we'll still get cyan pepper, because we have 3 of the same. I'll take a reroll capsule. And I suppose we could test it here by taking another urn. All rolled in. So it didn't work. What does it say exactly? No more than 2 symbols are the same. Suppose if I'd read it properly, I would have realized that. We're definitely looking for a hooligan at this stage. We made the 100 rent payment, 47 left over, 150 due in 6 spins. Let's take a chemical 7. Let's take, do we have a toddler? We don't. Could take a wanted poster. They're pretty decent. We could take a coal. Let's take a rain just because it's worth 2. Okay, we could take a monkey, but I'll take another coal instead. And let's reroll here and let's take, don't want any of these. Let's skip this. We shouldn't have any problem making our rent payment. No, we won't. Let's skip these. Okay, and we made the 150 rent payment, only 10 left over, which isn't great. Let's take another rain and let's take looting glove. Hopefully that pays out. We definitely need a hooligan. We don't have a toddler, so pinata isn't great. Will I take another bee? Don't think so. Will I take another coal though? I mean, we need 40 per spin, so unless something major happens, I think this run is doomed. Too many urns and not enough toddlers. That is unfortunately the problem here. Jeez, even if we get one now and it hits all the urns, I don't think it can save this run. Alright, I'll just take a hexa hoarding, I guess. Okay, what went wrong with this run? I think we just kind of focused on a strategy that didn't pay out. Focused a bit too much on it. One hooligan could have turned us around. Would it, like, it would have let the run survive for long enough for our coals to kind of break out, which might have helped us. But let's try again. 3rd time lucky. Oh, early coal. Okay. Maybe I'm overtaking coals. Like, that's entirely possible. I don't mind the toddler here. And we'll take a milk. And here I'll take a 3-sided dice worth 2 on average. Let's not take the urns without some way of destroying them. And we made the first rent payment with 4 left over. Pinata versus a lucky capsule. I think a lucky capsule is probably going to be better, but I'll take a small symbol bomb to kind of make up for it. Let's take shiny pebble and let's take second cat, I think. That was not a great small symbol bomb. Could take a joker. Okay. Try for a suits build. I haven't had one of them in a long time. Let's take a big urn because it's worth 2. And here, I guess we could take a little urn since we've already gone a big urn. 2 cats eating the 1 milk. That's great. We could take a dwarf. Don't mind adding that to the run. And we made the 50 rent payment with 43 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins. I'll take a void creature and I'll take a lemon is great for this early in the run. And it also means we don't have to be forced to kind of take one symbols to only give us 1 kind. So a very good pickup there. Let's take a milk for the cats. And just be a bit more choosy. And I don't want a banana peel. I don't want an egg, and I don't want a crow. Let's take a bubble. It gives 2, gets eaten by the toddler. It's just decent. And 40 that spin, not too bad. Do I want a monkey? I already have toddler and dwarf. I maybe would pick up a mouse, and I'm looking to pick up a hooligan. I think monkey would be just too much. So we made the 100 rent payment with 99 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. Now bar soap gives us 3 bubbles, which could be worth, they're worth 6, whether they destroy themselves or get destroyed by the toddler. Wine is just worth 20 though, so I think it's better. Let's take a lunchbox. Okay, let's take an orange and let's take a milk and let's take a wine. Decent lunchbox, not great, but we got a wine out of it, so it should definitely help us make the next rent payment. 52, we're getting some big spins. Let's take a beer. Beer is worth 10. Candy is only worth 6, so definitely go for the beer if you have that choice. We could take a beer, it's worth 2. We haven't been offered any suits, I don't think, since we got Joker. Let's take a tedium capsule, it's worth 5. And here we could take another orange. I don't think we will though. Let's remove the kind, let's wait till the next spin to remove something else. And we have our first diamond. So we made the 150 rent payment, 147 left over. We're doing great so far. 225 due in 7 spins. We just need to find some way of scaling. There's a spades. What am I doing? There's grave robber. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, we don't want any of these. Let's re-roll. Let's take a second urn. Maybe we could have gotten away with a coal. In fact, with these spirits, probably could have. So let's take a coal. Give them the chance to redo our mistakes. Very nice of the game. Let's take a big urn. We're doing great so far. I believe I don't have any cheese. Let's take another coal. Are we going diamonds? It looks a bit like it. Let's get rid of the flower. We have no flower synergies. Okay, 41. We're doing great so far. We have 6 empty, so let's take an orange. 2 oranges now. And we reroll capsule versus a coconut half. Let's take a reroll capsule. Okay, we made our 225 rent payment with 190 left over. We're still doing pretty good. 300 now due in 7 spins. Okay, now I have to choose, do I want to stick with blacks or do I want to branch out into diamonds? I'll take a big urn. So I kind of put off that choice a little bit, and let's take checkered flag. Probably should have taken the diamonds. Let's take another urn. Definitely should have taken just 3 suits, so they're all worth 2. Let's re-roll here and let's take another coal. Okay. Okay, Okay, we don't want another dwarf. I don't mind a 5-sided dice though. We're 3 on average, and let's take out the pearl. Have quite a lot of fruit, so maybe Mrs. Fruit might come in. Will we survive 12 more turns? We definitely will. Do we have any way of getting rid of a thief? We don't. Do we want a thief? He's only worth 3, so maybe not. Do we want a cheese? We don't. Let's skip this. Okay, we're getting about 33 on average. Let's take a candy for the toddler. Eats it straight away. That's pretty good. I think we're out of spirits now, which isn't great. Well, 44 that turn. We could fill up with a piñata. Okay, pretty decent. And the longer we go, the better it gets because our diamonds will start popping out. King Midas is terrible. Bronze Arrow though isn't too bad. And these 3 symbols are the same and not. Let's take Kyle the Kermit. It's possibly the peppers. I think I undervalue peppers, to be honest. I think they're better than I give them credit for. Let's take the treasure chest worth 2. Okay, if we survive this next rent payment, we should be pretty decent. Our diamonds will start popping out, and that should kind of carry us quite well. We have a... Oh, I should have taken the key. What am I doing? They offered me a key and I didn't take it like a fool. Let's take a hearts. Okay, if we lose this one because I didn't take the key, I'm going to be a wee bit annoyed. Okay, not great. 2 spins. We should definitely make this next one. I don't want any of these though. Okay, so close. 37. Yeah, we should definitely make the next rent payment. Do with some of these diamonds popping out though. 87, so we made it. We're only 12 left over, which is not great at all. Will we get anything better than a wine? I don't know if we will. And flush is, oh, lucky dice. Lucky dice is better. Means this dice always worth 5. That's great. 35. We definitely need to scale up a little bit. Let's take a beer and let's remove. Do we have anything here that's only worth 1? Our cherry. Okay, good hits there on the bronze arrow. 55. 6 spins to get 3. So we need about... we need like 65, 70 per spin. Okay, that'll help. That'll help. Our diamonds will start popping out. 60. That's good. Oh, can I afford to take another coal? I don't think so. $47. Let's take a wine for the dwarf. Okay, another diamond has popped out. It's pretty good. 62. 3 spins. We need 203 spins. This is great. $38. That's definitely not going to help. Okay, 75 per spin. Come on. Can we get some good hits on our bronze arrow? 58. Let's take a wine. Eat it and get hit by bronze arrow. No. We just didn't make it. And I'm gonna say if I'd taken the key, if I'd gotten the treasure chest destroyed over, what did I take over the key? Can't remember, but definitely wasn't as good as the key. Maybe taking a few suits earlier. For getting a joker so early, we definitely didn't lean into it enough. Had a few diamonds, but unfortunately it just took too long to get online, and by that stage we didn't have enough coins. Few more orange could have definitely helped. Unfortunate this run. I think if we'd made this rent payment, we would have started pulling away. Our diamonds would have been online. We had some dice and things. Our average was starting to go up, but unfortunately we just didn't make it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. If you did, leave us a like and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. We'll be back tomorrow, so subscribe if you'd like to see that. And thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care of yourselves and cheers for now.